again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. Hello. Hope all of you are doing really well today. Thank you for joining me. Today, going to show you how to make a really easy, cute, simple, and very quick little crocheted snowflake. For this particular project, I used, it's a weight of 3 yarn. It is Burnett Baby Sport, and typically, I would use a size 5mm or a size H. Today, I decided to use an eye hook, which is a 5.5. You can, of course, use whatever works best for you. Now, typically, these snowflakes are made with a crochet cotton thread, which is much, much finer, and it creates a much smaller piece, like you would see in a doily. But for the sake of visibility and making it clear, going to use the big stuff for today. And I think that this is perfect for, any sort of holiday decor, hanging them up hither, thither, and yon. And, well, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Alrighty. All right, round 1. By the way, this is only a 3-round snowflake. These work up super duper fast. So, going to start off with our obligatory slip knot. And you could, of course, use the magic ring method. Me, personally, I have other means. So, going to start off by chaining up. We could do 4, we could do 5. I think I'm going to chain up 4. It's not terribly crucial. And then after chaining up 4, slip stitch into the first chain to create a ring. There we go. And we're going to create our stitches inside of that center ring right there. Now, we're going to need a total of 12 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. So, for the first double and chain 1 space, chain up 3, like so, and then into that center ring, double crochet, and chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, until you have 12 doubles separated by chain 1 spaces. Already got 3, chain 1, and that's 4, chain 1, 5, and also I'm crocheting over my tail as I go. It makes it a little bit easier to deal with the end, when you're doing your finishing. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, and this will make 6, chain 1, and 7, chain 1, and 8, chain 1, and 9, chain 1, and 10, chain 1, and this will make 11, chain 1, and 12. And of course I'm going to double count, I always do. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Perfect. Okay, so then to finish up round 1, still got to have that little chain 1 space right there, and then slip stitch into the second chain from the bottom. There we go. Get underneath both loops of that V there and slip stitch we go. And then to finish up, slip stitch into that next chain 1 space. There you are. And then, of course, at this point, you can cinch your tail, cinch it up, and then sew in your end, snip it off, and you are all set to go. In fact, I think I'm going to do that now. So give me 1 second, and we will continue on with round 2. Okay, round 2, really easy and quick. We're going to be making a bunch of chain stitch arches. So to begin with, start by chaining 1, and then into that chain 1 space, single crochet. And then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And single crochet into the next chain 1 space. And repeat all the way around. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single into the next space. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single in the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single in the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. Single into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single in the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single in the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single in that last space there. And we should have, at this point, 11 of our arches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, the last one, I'm going to do it a little bit different. So instead of chaining 5, chain 2. 1, 2, and then into that first single crochet, work a double crochet. Now, the reason why is because by doing this, it gets us to the top of our arch as opposed to joining down here and then slip stitching our way back up to the top. It makes it a little bit easier and still gives us the same stitch count. And there you go. That's the end of round 2. Okay, round 3. This is where the magic really happens. So, starting off by chaining up 1 and doing a single crochet into this arch here, this chain space. From here, chain 2. And into this next arch, we're going to create one of those fabulous snowflake tips. To begin with, double crochet. And then we're going to create a 3-chain picot. So 1, 2, 3. Now, there are 1,000,001 ways of doing picots. Me personally, I like to go underneath this loop and this loop at the base, right there, and slip stitch. So slip stitch, like so. So we've got one double with a picot on top there. Then double crochet again. There we are. And then a treble. So yarn over twice. Pull through two, pull through two, and pull through two. Then we need a chain 5 picot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, slip stitch underneath those two loops at the base there. There we go. So we've got double picot, double treble, picot, big picot, then another treble, so yarning over twice, pull up a loop, pull through two, pull through two, pull through two, double, and then a chain 3 picot, 1, 2, 3 chains, and slip stitch at the base, and then one more double. All right, then chain 2 and single crochet into the next arch. And that is one of the 6 tips for our snowflake. And because, there's a lot involved here, yes, I'm going to do the whole thing. So let's do the next point together. So chain 2. Start off with a double. Chain 3 picot. There we are. Another double. Treble, so yarning over twice, pulling up a loop, pull through two, pull through two, pull through two, chain 5 picot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both loops at the base, slip stitch. Another treble, yarning over twice, pulling up a loop, pull through two, pull through two, pull through two, double, chain 3 picot, can be a little bit fiddly, but it is worth it, I think. And then one more double. There we go. Chain 2 and single into the next arch. So we get 2. Looking very nice. Now, when you are making these, I would strongly suggest, if you haven't done this before, I would strongly suggest start with yarn. It's much easier to work with than the crochet thread. Work your way up, to that level of complexity. Go easy on yourself. So let's do another one. So chain 2, and then into the next space, double, chain 3 picot, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into the base, and double into that same space, and then treble, and then a chain 5 picot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch. Come on. Come on. There we go. Sometimes you have to give it a pep talk. And then another treble. And then a double. And then a chain 3 picot. And a double. Chain 2. And single crochet into the next space. There we go. And we are halfway there. Let's do the next half, shall we? Alrighty. Okay, so moving right along, footloose and fancy free, chain 2, and in the next space, double, chain 3, picot, and slip stitch into the base. There we go, and double, and then treble, chain 5 picot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip stitch into the base, another treble, a double, chain 3 picot. My yarn is tangling on me, pardon me. Occupational hazard. Okay, so what did I do? I did the double. All right, I need to do the chain 3 picot, and then, because I got the double, double, treble, treble, double, so chain 3 picot, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the base. There we go. And one more double. Chain 2. Single into the next chain 5 space. Chain 2. Double into the next space. Chain 3 picot. Slip stitch. Double, treble, chain 5 picot, and slip stitch, and treble, and double, chain 3 picot, and slip stitch, and double, chain 2, single into the next space, chain 2, and we are almost there. Yes, we are. So into the next space, double, chain 3 picot, and slip stitch, double, treble, chain 5 picot, getting that slip stitch can be a little bit tricky, but like I always say, it is worth it with certain things, and this is one of them. So I got the chain 5 picot, another treble, and double, chain 3 picot, slip stitch, and double. Okay, and we have come full circle. That's the first single crochet that we did. So chain 2 and slip stitch into the top of that single, and shaboom. And then of course you can cut your yarn, pull out your loop, sew in your end, and you are good to go. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, of course, there are 1,000,001 ways in which you could finish this if you are of a mind to do so. Some people, they like to use fabric stiffener, like a starch or a watered down glue. You know, that's totally up to you. This could be remaining nice and soft, and you could use this as a little doily. Or you could, perhaps thread some ribbon through one of your chain 5 picots, perhaps, and, thread a loop on there. Or you could take some scrap yarn, create a chain, and knot it back on itself, and use your yarn as, your hanging apparatus, your loop, really whatever it is that you like to do, you can totally do that. And of course, the possibilities are endless. If you like sparkly yarn, like with some silver or some gold, woven into the thread, that could look rather nice as well. The possibilities are vast. It's all about holiday decor here. So there you go. A 3-round, oh so simple little snowflake. Very, very easy because there's so much repetition and you're working into stitch spaces for the most part, as opposed to working into actual stitches, with the exception of the picots where we do the slip stitches. But yeah, works up pretty fast. I think it's pretty cool. Alrighty, my dears, so that's going to conclude today's tutorial. Really hope that you liked it. And, check out my playlist of other snowflakes in the description box down below if you're looking for further inspiration. Really hope that you liked today's video, and if you did, please give a little thumbs up button down below because you know that I appreciate your appreciation as always. Thank you. And stay tuned for more, because whether I'm crocheting or knitting or doing audiobook narrations, playing games, cooking up some recipes, I like variety. It's the spice of life. Yep. And you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody. Have a great day.